Hello, friends. Welcome to Dewdrops Kids TV, where we share amazing Bible stories, moral lessons, and fun adventures.
This is the story of a woman with almost nothing left to give, and the surprising miracle that happened because she chose to share. It takes place in a town called Zarephath during a time of great fear and hunger. A terrible drought had stretched across the land. No rain fell, the rivers dried up, and the dusty earth would not grow food. In this town lived a poor widow and her young son. They were down to their very last bit of everything. All she had in her cupboard was a handful of flour in a jar and a little oil in a jug. One day, as she gathered a few sticks outside the city gate to make one last sad meal, a stranger approached her. This was the prophet Elijah, sent by God. He was tired and hungry too. "Would you bring me a little water in a jar so I may have a drink?" he asked her kindly. As she turned to get it, he called after her, "And please, bring me a piece of bread too." The widow's heart sank. She stopped and faced him, her voice full of honest sorrow. "I swear by the living God," she said, "I don't have any bread. I have only a handful of flour in a jar and a little oil in a jug. I am gathering these sticks to go home and make one last meal for my son and myself. After we eat it, we will wait to die." But Elijah spoke to her with gentle certainty. "Do not be afraid," he said. "Go home and do as you have said. But first, make a small loaf of bread for me from what you have. Then, make some for yourself and your son. For this is what the Lord says, the jar of flour will not be used up and the jug of oil will not run dry until the day the Lord sends rain on the land." The widow stood at a crossroads. She could say no, she could use every last crumb for herself and her child. That would make sense. But something in the prophet's words and in her own brave heart made her choose a different path. She chose trust. She chose to share her last hope with a stranger. So she went home and did exactly as Elijah told her. She took her precious handful of flour, poured out her last drops of oil, and baked a small cake of bread not for her son first, but for the guest at her door. She gave away the very thing she thought would keep her alive. And then the wonder began. She went back to her jar. There was still flour inside. She checked her jug. There was still oil there. The next day, there was enough for another meal. And the next day, and the next. The flour and the oil did not run out, just as the prophet had promised, as long as the drought lasted. The widow, her son, and Elijah had enough to eat. Her small act of faithful sharing had opened the door to a daily miracle. This story reminds us that when we are most afraid, when we feel we have the least to give, that is when a little bit of courage and kindness can matter the most. God's miracles often begin not with what we have in our hands, but with the trust we have in our hearts. So remember, like the widow, that even the smallest gift, given with a spirit of love and faith, can be the beginning of something wonderful.
Like and subscribe for more Bible stories.